Thank you for that question. The question is, can I summarize the question in this way? The organization is the principal entity that receives the funds and has to provide the bank account details. We understand that. And your question then is, so what's the importance of the group? Because the group is associated with the organization. Why do we have group accounts? Is that a true reflection of the intent behind your question? Great. And you're happy for me to answer it using these slides? Good. So what we're going to talk about here is the importance of the group, why a group account is important, and how it resides with the organization. A group is what it says. It's just a group. It can be a group of people who have come together to support an organization. It can be the different teams within a sports club. So, if you're the swimming, it can be the under 12s, the 12 to 14-year-olds men, the 12 to 14-year-old women, the over 60s male, over 60s female teams, etc., etc. It can also be the different interests of areas within an organization. So if you're, let's say, a kids charity and you run 5 houses within a neighborhood in which abused kids or kids at risk can go shelter, you may want to raise funds for each of those individual houses for specific needs within each of those houses. So each of those houses is then a group. And likewise, in a school, it can be all the different classes or all of the different teams. The importance of the group lies in that the groups have different interests. And whilst those interests are often aligning with and complementary with the organization with which that group is associated, they have different needs. They have different audiences and supporters with which they engage. And so groups exist because of the different interests that exists within an organization. And groups come and go as interests change. Groups are often more relevant to people and will entice them to contribute more than an organization. It's this thing about creating the individual relevance, the individual personal bond. And in many ways, it's easier to take one organization and split it up into separate groups, have them registered associated with the organization, and it's easier to get groups organized than it is to create multiple organizations. A group must be associated with an organization. If the organization does not exist, the group cannot exist. All funds raised for the group go back to the organization's bank account, flagged for the specific purpose for which funds were raised. A group cannot set itself up without the permission of the organization. It is best if organizations set up all of those groups associated with them at the time they create all the accounts, and there's a separate presentation on this about how an organization gets best use of the services in the platform. And an organisation can request the closure of a group, and a group can close themselves down, and all parties are notified, and all of those things happen. An organisation may provide fundraising services to all of the groups which is associated with, or it may elect to empower those groups to raise funds directly. It's the organisation's choice. Does that answer all of your issues around group accounts? You sure? Great, thank you.